Hey guys, welcome back. We've got the Thompson center compass back on the bench, 6.5 Creedmoor. Had a few guys ask about what kind of performance I was getting at any distances longer than the 110 yards we did in the initial review video. And to be honest with you, I don't know. I haven't shot it that far yet. So figured I'd come back real quick, bring a few of those same loads back out, and just kind of try it at 275 and just see what happens with it. I don't know. So this will be a learning experience for all of us here at the same time. We're going to try the 6-hour Elite 140 grain OTM. I did get another box of this USA Ready Winchester to try. Deer Season XP and the Winchester white box in the 125 grain. So we'll try 5 of each of these at 275 and see if we get any grouping at all. So this will be a learning experience for all of us here. I was anxious to get this thing back out and get some more rounds through it. So this was a prime opportunity to do that. All right. So we're going to try 5 of the SIG first at 275. Again, this rifle is completely stock, same as the first video. I've done nothing to it other than I put a little bit of lubricant on the bolt. So it's still in factory form. Okay, last shot here, 275. All right. Now I will say, this is kind of where cheaper glass starts to wane a little bit. As you guys know, when you start getting out into any kind of distance and the light starts to diminish, it's starting to get a little overcast here at the hides, so there's not as much light transmission coming through this scope, so it's definitely getting a little bit more blurry to see, but that's the price you pay whenever you go to a cheaper priced optic. So it's nothing that surprises me or anything like that. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. Here is that 140 grain Winchester USA, so I'm interested to see what this will do. And hopefully we have them all good to go this time. So there's 5 of those. Now here's that Deer Season XP that 125 grain hunting load. As I mentioned before, this could definitely be a viable option for the hunters, as it seems to have done, honestly, pretty good for a hunting round. I mean, it's fairly accurate. I know I've shot it in a few different rifles, and I mean, for the price paid per round, it's actually pretty good for what it is. I have noticed the magazine, as I mentioned in the first initial review, kind of that makeshift rotary style. Once you get that 4 rounds in, trying to get that 5th round in is you do kind of got to maneuver it in there a little bit more, that's for sure. Gets a little tight. Tell you what, extraction is absolutely awesome in this rifle. All right, so let's try 5 of the white box here, as we showed in the first video, guys. This stuff might be some decent plinking rounds, but it's definitely not much as far as accuracy goes, but that's okay for the price paid. It's definitely a worthwhile option just to get you out and shooting. So we'll see what 5 of these do for us here. All right. And I have noticed after shooting this a little bit more, that bolt really is starting to smooth out, guys. I mean, for a sub $300 rifle, I mean, you would expect the action to be not necessarily refined, but for what it is, it's actually pretty darn good. And it's smoothed out considerably. Alright guys, now I'm not going to subject you guys to the walk down, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the camera, make the walk down, and we'll take a look at that. Alright guys, I've made the trek back here from shooting benches back to 275, so here's our target. Now, this is our SIG 140 grain OTM, and guys, honestly, I'm absolutely stoked with that right there. I mean, that's what, about a 2, maybe 2.5 inch group. These squares are an inch square, so they're within that, in that range. So I mean, that's a sub MOA group at 275 yards with a $275 rifle with factory ammo, fellas. Wow, all I can say really is wow. It's definitely shooting that SIG great. I would love to get some of the Hornady 140 grain ELD and put through it just to kind of see comparison wise, but that right there, guys, is why I like that round so much. It's just super consistent. And moving over, here's that Winchester USA
We've got, what, 1, 2, 3, about a 3.5-inch group there. So nothing really to write home about. Some massive, massive stringing on that deer season XP. And honestly, guys, that's probably me. I mean, I'm still trying to get used to that trigger too. So that's not that great. And here's that Winchester white box. I don't know if that's 2 or 3 rounds in that hole there. And then we had one here and then one here. So either I suck as a shooter, which is possible, or I don't know what the heck happened there, but I'll have to go back and review the footage, but that may be 3 shots of that Winchester white box, which, as you guys know, that's a super consistent load, not. But overall, guys, that is absolutely amazing. I cannot believe it shot that well, that SIG at, under, what, an MOA? Wow. Definitely stay tuned for this. I'm going to be doing a little bit more testing on this rifle. I'm going to try and get some reloading stuff in for it and maybe run up a few hand loads and kind of put that up against the SIG 140 grain as kind of a base test and just kind of see how they compare and kind of go from there. Again, like I mentioned a while ago, I have not done anything to the rifle, so it's still in factory form. I would like to lighten that trigger up maybe just a little bit, so I may play around with that some, and it would benefit probably greatly from a better stock. That's why I haven't put a bipod on it, because as soon as you put that bipod on it and load it, that stock flexes. So I'm sure that would probably help. The only thing right now that I can say that I don't really care for, I don't really like the bolt handle. I think it's a little small, but that's kind of trivial. The bolt itself has smoothed out considerably since the first time I shot it, so that's definitely something to take note of. And again, guys, this is a threaded barreled, less than $300 rifle shooting MOA to sub-MOA groups with quality match ammo. So, there really isn't much more than you can ask for than that. And this is basically a hunting rifle. That's its primary purpose that I would put it in. So, I tell you, definitely stay tuned to part 3. I'm going to try and get those hand loads worked up and maybe do a little bit of testing on that, give you guys some data as well as some suppressed shooting, and maybe get some a few little small upgrades on the rifle, cost-effective upgrades, and just kind of see if it helps it or not. But definitely, if you got any questions, post them up below. Hit me up on the Facebook page. It's really easy to get in touch with me there. Check out our Patreon. Guys, I've said it before, I'll say it again, there is literally no ad revenue anymore, so all the stuff you see here on the channel is self-funded. That's why I don't monetize any of the videos anymore. So if you feel so inclined to donate, hit me up on Patreon. I'd like to get that going a little bit more, but without the support over there, there's really no point in me doing it. But as always, if you got any questions, let me know, and shoot straight. Later.